Hello guys, support us and subscribe to our channel, give likes and write comments. Today we will read Boogeyman's Illusion Unveiled. Well, let's get started. Once upon a time, deep in the heart of the forest, there lived a terrifying creature known as the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman was known to lurk in the shadows, waiting for unsuspecting victims to come by. He was a tall, thin figure with sharp claws and glowing red eyes. Many people claimed to have seen the Boogeyman, but no one had ever been able to capture or kill him. He was considered to be a legend, a myth that parents told their children to keep them from straying too far from home at night. But little did they know, the Boogeyman was all too real. One dark and stormy night, a young boy named Timmy was walking home from a friend's house. He had stayed later than he should have, and by the time he started to head home, it was already getting late. Timmy was afraid of the dark, but he didn't want to worry his parents, so he kept it to himself. As he walked through the forest, he heard strange noises coming from the bushes. He tried to ignore it, telling himself it was just the wind, but the noises grew louder and more persistent. Just as he was about to reach his front door, he felt a cold hand grab his shoulder. He turned around to see the Boogeyman standing before him, a sinister grin on his face. Timmy was paralyzed with fear and could not move. The Boogeyman leaned in close and whispered, "I've been watching you, Timmy. I know your deepest fears and secrets, and now you belong to me." Timmy tried to scream for help, but his voice was caught in his throat. He closed his eyes, waiting for the worst to happen, but to his surprise, nothing happened. When he opened his eyes, the Boogeyman was gone. From that day on, Timmy always had a fear of the dark, and he never walked alone in the forest again. He spread the word of the Boogeyman, warning others of the terrifying creature that lived in the shadows, waiting for its next victim. The legend of the Boogeyman lived on, and it became a cautionary tale for parents to tell their children. But for Timmy, the memory of that fateful night was burned into his mind forever. He couldn't shake the feeling that the Boogeyman was still out there waiting for him. Even as he grew older and became a father himself, he couldn't shake the feeling that one day the Boogeyman would come for him again. This story is a reminder that sometimes the things we fear the most are real, and that we should never let our guard down. It's also a reminder to always be aware of our surroundings and to never take safety for granted, because you never know when the Boogeyman may be watching and waiting for you. After that fateful night, Timmy's fear of the Boogeyman only grew stronger. He avoided going out at night and avoided the forest at all costs. He couldn't shake the feeling that the boogeyman was still out there waiting for him. Even as he grew older and became a father himself, he couldn't shake the feeling that one day the boogeyman would come for him again. Years passed, and Timmy thought that maybe he had outgrown his fear. But he never truly forgot about the boogeyman. One day, while out on a hike with his own children, he heard a rustling in the bushes. His heart began to race, and he froze, remembering the terror he had felt all those years ago. But then a rabbit hopped out from the bushes, and his fear subsided. But it was enough to make him realize that his fear was still there, buried deep down. Determined to overcome his fear once and for all, Timmy decided to go back to the forest, to the place where he had first encountered the boogeyman. He gathered a group of brave friends and set out on a mission to finally put the legend to rest. As they searched deep into the forest, they came across an old, abandoned cabin. It was rickety and decrepit, the perfect place for a boogeyman to reside. As they approached the cabin, they could hear strange noises coming from inside. Timmy's heart was pounding with fear, but he refused to back down. He pushed open the door and was greeted by darkness. He was unable to see anything at first, but as his eyes adjusted, he saw a figure sitting in the corner of the cabin. The figure had sharp claws and glowing red eyes. It was the boogeyman. The creature stood up, revealing its terrifying appearance. It let out a growl and launched towards the group. But Timmy was ready this time. He had come prepared and had a plan. He and his friends had brought a powerful flashlight. They shone it directly on the boogeyman's face, and to their surprise, it disappeared in a puff of smoke. The creature was nothing but an elaborate illusion, created by someone who wanted to keep the legend alive. Relieved and victorious, Timmy and his friends returned home. The fear that had haunted him for so long finally gone. He finally felt free and could sleep well at night, knowing that the boogeyman was just a legend, a story told to scare children. Timmy's experience with the boogeyman may have been terrifying, but it also taught him an important lesson, that sometimes our fears are not as scary as they seem, and that we have the power to face them and overcome them. Thank you! Learn English with us easily and fun. Support us and subscribe to our channel. Give likes and write comments. Watch new videos on our channel every day. See you soon and bye-bye.